All right, what is up? So, I did it again. Except this time I did not leave my my stand at home. I actually left my my mic setup, and I was not able to just go and get it at the time, because what happened was I actually left it at the gym and I completely lost it. But luckily one of the gym cleaners had put it in the lost and found and knew it was mine, and I was very, very thankful for that. But we got it back. It was leg day, and it was hard for me to push because I was a little stressed about it, but I still did. But I had the mindset of, man, I was excited. I'm excited to record, and it's gonna be a leg day. I'm gonna do some machine squats and narrow stance and get really insane depth and hit new weights that I hadn't even touched before, and it kind of just, it sucked, but the pump all around was still good. All I did was just squats, hamstring curls, leg extension, or leg extension, I think it's called. And let's see what else. We did a little bit of abs because leg days for me are really short. And then that was about it. I didn't do calves. But when I looked, I seen a vein coming out of this thigh, and then there's more veins coming out of my calves, which I have never seen. So I thought that was really freaking cool. But yeah, overall, it was a good day. So, one thing that I can say is I'm getting on the right track. I always thought that doing this was as simple as, waking up, doing what I need to get done as far as the gym goes, recording it, editing a little bit, and then uploading it, it'd be fine. It's not as simple as I was thinking, and I'm okay with that, because that means that there's work involved with it. That means that there is some kind of dirt for me to, put my hands in work. In a sense, I don't know if that makes sense, but that means that there's some kind of involvement. It's not just record, do like one or two things, upload, and be fine, which it can be that simple, don't get me wrong. But getting into the cycle of a consistent upload at consistent times, I've realized is not easy. So props to everyone who does that on a consistent basis and has gone through the ups and downs of knowing how to do what they're doing. So, but with that, we are down to 210 pounds. Which honestly is really, really good. I still have no idea where I want to go with this yet as far as cutting. I just know I want to trim off the excess fat and kind of just that be it. Once I've trimmed that off, I'm going to start it's a little later in the evening that I'm doing this. But once I trim off that excess fat, then I'll probably get back to bulking and more than likely do a 70-30 or an 80-20. Try and keep things clean, try and keep it high protein, but also getting my calories in. Had a few buddies of mine I was talking to today about it, and really, you can get your protein in really high with low calories. You know, just some simple freaking egg whites, and because that's like 25 calories for 6 to 7 grams of protein, and you do something like that, you know, it's really easy. Matter of fact, just to make sure I'm right, because I want to make sure that I'm not leading you in the wrong direction. Because what I've started doing was egg whites from just the egg, and because right now I've not been able to have time to go buy liquid egg whites. Okay, I was close. It's 25 calories to 5 grams of protein. So 100 calories is 20 grams of protein. That's crazy. If your goal a day is 200 calories, 200 grams of protein, then you would be looking at 20, 40, 60, 80, 500, 1,000 calories just in egg whites. And that probably sounds really, really bad. Probably looking at the volume. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, so 40 times, hold on. Yeah, 40 times 25. So that'd be 40 servings. So, and that would be 200 grams of protein. And that, which is 1,000 calories in egg whites. But I'm not saying you have to do your protein just from egg whites, obviously. Me and my friend, we were talking about how low in calories it was that you could get your protein and easily be in a deficit. You know, you could do that with tuna and chicken breast, other lean meats. But in a bulking sense, I would probably say I would want to get my protein in from good natural sources, and egg whites, they're cheap, high in protein, low in calorie. So if I did that, and if I get my protein in at a really low calorie, I've got this much more that I can just eat, whether it be carbs or other proteins throughout the day. But again, not saying strictly freaking egg whites. Not at all. But I thought it was pretty cool that I'm finding this out recently. So, with your lower abs, I'm going to switch topics here. Yeah. With lower abs, I don't see them trained that often online, or through other channels or other influencers, so to speak. I often just see people working their top abs doing crunches and cable crunches and machine crunches, and I get that it works your abs, but I don't know, for me, when I do my lower abs, I feel like there's more of a V-taper coming in, and whenever I see people with really good and defined lower abs, it just, I don't know, to me it looks like a more well-rounded physique. But that's just my personal opinion. I have yet to reap the benefits from doing them because I've only recently started doing them. But we'll see. You'll see. Or maybe not. I don't know. So I just thought that was cool. Or I thought it was something. But I think what I honestly find really cool about doing this is I'm learning to be louder with my voice. And because naturally, I'm not that big on being loud in public spaces, which is why I'm trying to be more up and out right now. Because while I'm at the gym, you'll probably notice in the videos, early videos, or maybe even some after this one, that I'm still learning to talk proudly, I guess. And say things louder, say things more clear in the videos while I'm at the gym, not just here. Because to me, I'm in a public space, I'm nervous, and I feel like I've talked about this before, but learning to be more open and to better explain things as to what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, I feel like that's going to help me. And I feel like doing this right now is helping me because this is showing me and teaching me myself what to do, not just when I'm in here, but when I'm out there. And the same thing can apply for you. If you feel that you're not heard, or you can see that you're not heard, or you feel like you want to be more open about things, you have to try. You have to learn to do this. You have to learn to do what you want to do. A lot of times, you have to do things that you are not used to or that you are uncomfortable with in order for you to grow. You cannot stay in your comfort zone and expect to grow. You cannot stay in your comfort zone and expect to move on and move through life like the legs that you were given were supposed to allow you. Basically, you're not a tree. Don't stay in one place. Move. You're not a mute person, unless you are, I apologize. But you're not a mute person. Use your voice. Obviously, be smart about it. Be kind. But don't shy away from how you feel. You know, like, I feel when I'm watching my videos, I could be louder, I could be better, I could do things a whole lot better, but I'm not. I feel like I can, it's no different than feeling like you can do one more rep. One more rep, one more rep, one more rep. Okay, a little bit louder, a little bit louder, a little bit louder. It's no different than that. So, you can take anything and everything that you do in your daily life and always improve it, whether you know it or not. In no aspect of life will you ever be perfect. I personally feel like I've become too monotoned. I feel like I've become too quiet, too calm. Well, not too calm, but relaxed. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm still training and pushing myself harder than I ever have in my life. Harder every single day, you know, pushing it to the absolute limit. Going harder and harder every single freaking day and harder than the day before. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like I've gotten soft in the way that I react to things. And that's just my personal opinion. And it could be a good thing or not. I don't know yet because a bad situation hasn't happened yet for me to find that out. For example, me and my brother growing up, we used to fight a lot. And, you know, as brothers do, it's brotherly love. But now, whenever anything close to that even happens, I just walk off. I mentally just say I'm not dealing with it, you know, and I'm calm about it the entire way. And whereas I used to immediately snap and want to go in this destructive mode, and I realized it was very self-destructing as well. And that might have been why I changed. When you have something in your life that is causing you to be very self-destructive, you need to learn to change so you can better yourself. And I think by me changing my mentality and the way I look at things, as far as situations, being more calm about them, being more relaxed going into them, and being more mind focused on what to do about the situation, I think that has been for the better. Because I used to be very self-destructive mentally and just always put myself down. And I'm sure there's a lot of you that can connect with that. One thing I had to get over, and it's something very common, not just in the fitness industry, not just in the bodybuilding industry, but just in general, body dysmorphia. I used to absolutely hate is a strong word, but it's the right word. Because I used to absolutely hate the way I looked. I used to absolutely hate my physique, and absolutely used to hate how small my arms were, how fat my stomach was, how fat my chest was, and never liked any of it. And for quite a few years, you can probably look at my old Instagram post, I carried around this big thick beard, and I carried around this beard to hide my chins, and over time I started losing weight because I learned what cutting was and how to properly cut. And the first time I ever did it, it sucked because I did not know how to stick to a calorie deficit. I did not know how to properly eat. I was not tracking my calories properly. I didn't know that there was an app to do it. I didn't know that MyFitnessPal or Macro Tracker existed. And it was just it was a very just off the rails, blindly going into the field approach. I did no research. I did nothing for it. I just started looking at labels and saying, okay, I'm gonna write this down. And eventually we'll be okay. I would use my notes on my phone, I would type out on my notes what it was I was eating. Like the calories. I didn't know about proteins. I didn't know about carbs. I didn't know carbs affected weight as far as like water absorption and all those things. But now that I'm a bit older, I know how to track those things. I know how to track proteins, carbs, and salts, and fats. It's a lot easier for me. That's why I've been consistently losing weight. And as far as the body dysmorphia approach, going into it, there were weeks where I would look in the mirror, even after a good workout gym session, and be completely disgusted. Absolutely still hate myself, hold the bad parts of my body and put my shirt back on. I hated every part about it. But it took me a little bit, and I came to terms, and I said, you know what, if I'm wanting to do something, if I'm wanting to do what I want to do, I have to be honest. I have to be open about it. I have to be raw. I have to show the good and the bad. You know, it can't all just be, you know, veins and chest striations and glorious leg pumps and straight V-taper abs out of the wazoo. You know, sure, I have some of those things. I have, you know, the bicep vein, the forearm. I have the veins. I've got the chest striations and some, like, I'd say decent leg genetics. Calves are really good on me. Obviously can be better, but calves were definitely a genetic blessing for me. Or it could have just been that I was fat at one point. Thighs or quads definitely need to get wider. But I no longer critique myself in the manner that I used to. I critique myself based on, am I doing what I'm supposed to? Okay, well, I know if I didn't do what I'm supposed to, then it's my fault that I look this way. If I didn't eat the proper amount of calories, if I didn't stay in my deficit, if I didn't do what I was supposed to, if I didn't have enough protein, if I didn't do my cardio, if I didn't train as hard as I could physically, then I know where it's my fault. I know where the underlying message is in the back of my head that's telling me these things, that it's my fault. That no matter how hard I think I'm trying, no matter how hard you think you're trying, if you're not doing what you're supposed to with your calories, with your proteins, and anything that you're trying to get after, you can't have what you collectively want. You know, it's not just wake up, go to the gym, work out a little bit, come home, eat whatever you want, and expect results. You have to stay disciplined on your training, your eating, your cardio, your sleep. Everything has to be on point. Everything can be better. And that's what I'm trying to get across. That's what I want to get across, is just to be a little bit better every single day. Not just one more rep, 5 more pounds, 10 more pounds, whatever, or more cardio or whatever, or a little less calories, a little more calories, whatever. It's just a matter of getting better at what you're doing. If you go from eating absolutely random amounts of calories day in, day out, and then you finally start tracking what you're eating without changing it, that's the first step. Because then you're seeing how much you're eating, and you'll understand why you're not losing or why you're not gaining, depending on what you want to do, weight. And from there, where you figure out where you're starting at, you can decide whether you want to eat lower or higher in a cutting or bulking aspect. So it's just a matter of starting and figuring out how you want to start. I went in balls to the wall. I basically picked up a camera. I maybe thought about it or tried attempting it for about 3 weeks before I posted my first video. And the first one, I think I remember it came out okay. But compared to how I'm editing now, how I'm figuring things out now, how I'm talking now, how I'm training now, it could have been a lot better. But again, that is what this is for. It's just to get better gradually over time, and for you to do it with me. If you want to follow along to getting better, now is the time to do it. Now is the time to pick up your phone, a scale, whatever, and start doing what you want to do. Start tracking your calories, start bulking, start cutting, start absolutely going as hard as you can in the gym, and having a scheduled plan. One thing that will get you on track is having your days set out for your workouts. Like push-pull legs, PPL, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Chest, triceps, back, biceps, and then legs. Rinse and repeat. It's as simple as it gets to a starting schedule for the gym. There's a lot of splits. You can even change it up. You can do back and chest. You can do arms. You can do legs. You can do chest and hamstrings, back and quads, arms and calves. And not always will any and every split be perfect. Never once has a split ever been perfect or even close to perfect. But it's a matter of trying new things and coming out of your comfort zone to better yourself. So once you have achieved coming out of your comfort zone to do something you have never done before, then and only then can you start moving forward like you were meant to be. It takes time and it takes patience. But as far as consistency and doing those things, and that's what I've got for you. That's what I have to say about it. I can't say too much more. I think that was about as bare as it gets, is to just figure it out and go for it. Or do what I did. Balls to the wall, dive straight in. Do your research, figure something out. If you have an itch to start, that's something. So start. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Don't let others' eyes who are watching you let you think any differently. Other people's viewing is a powerful thing. When you've got certain people in your life watching you, even people you don't know, it can be a powerful thing. Because that's why a lot of people in the gym, they get nervous, they get out of the gym because they don't want to be judged. You gotta look past it. You gotta train past it. And you gotta understand that no one here is against you. If anyone here is against you for trying to do better for yourself and better in your life, then it's only because you're doing something right. Because you're doing what they can't, or you're doing what they couldn't, or doing something that they wanted to do, but they never did what you did and pushed themselves. So, like always, we're gonna do a little pose down with or without good lighting. That is part of being raw. That is part of the whole being bare and out in the open. You know, there's no chest pump, there's no crazy shoulder, bicep, or tricep pump. It's just bare bones cardio. And we're down to 210. So let's see what it looks like. Whew. All right. So I wonder, maybe, hold on. Boop. Whew. All right. So I think this should be a good enough angle for you. Should be. So, whew. Let's get this hoodie off and the shirt off, and we'll go from there. All right. So, just like last time, no mirror, no way to know if I have good lighting. This is simply just me posing from cardio. So, we'll raise my hair for the back. So I think that should be good. So really, that's all I have to say. Apologies for not getting this leg days video. I really wanted to. It was something that I actually really looked forward to. But life happens, things happen, and you can't control it. So we'll get this hoodie on. Probably, well, no, we are. Gonna go take a shower, and then I think I got one meal I can do, and that'll be it. So, well, hope you enjoyed, and many more things to come. Getting much better at doing this thing, and it has to be one of you that's doing this to me. Can't stop yawning. But that's it. I forgot what I was even going to say. Chest day tomorrow. So, heck yeah.